because algorithms are biased. That goes without saying. But
It's not biased. They're too concrete.
they're too concrete, but sometimes they're biased because if you create an artificial intelligence that recognizes shoes, what's going to depend is the data set. So if I show it shoes of men, sneakers, Jordans, dress shoes, and I teach it, here's 100,000 examples of shoes. Now go in the wild and recognize shoes. It might see a high heel and not recognize it as shoe because it's biased. Because I didn't feed it a well-represented data set of enough shoes. I only fed it male shoes because I'm a male, right? So that's where algorithms get biased. So when we talk about diversity and inclusion, that's why it's really important to get the whole picture, because think about it, like in certain countries, they don't have shoes, they might wear sandals. And if the developers are Americans, rich, top 10% in the world, and don't include enough samples of what shoes look like in Japan or Bangladesh or India, you run into the danger of the algorithm not recognizing somebody else's shoes. So that's what's really tough. Bias is baked in all algorithms. I think we talked about this before. Google Photos was tagging pictures of gorillas as black people because I guess obviously didn't feed it enough wide representative images.
To distinguish the two.
It's a really tough problem, man. It's a really tough problem to solve. But I don't know. I just really like the idea of certain things being outsourced to a objective computer code that politics and corruption just can't get to in the traditional sense. Maybe unless you bribe an engineer to bake in some code in there that's going to be prone to corruption. But I don't know. I always think
or the engineer himself, before even bribing him, he might say, hey, this is how I want it to be. I think this bias should exist. He doesn't even need to be corrupt. It just could be, hey, these are my values.
And the checks and balance system to that, I think, will be open source.
Yeah, to let other engineers check it.
All the code needs to be public and transparent. So anybody can go in there and examine, like, wait a minute, you only...
You know what it reminds me of? It's like being a law, in a way. The algorithm is the law now. Now, if you have a law, you can't say this law is secretive. How we judge is secretive. No. You need to make it open source. You need to let anyone and everyone see.